We're going to look at another application of the IML Resi, which is the testing of power poles for decay. Problems with power poles are a big issue for utility companies. Most of the methods out on the market right now for testing poles are rather primitive. They don't give good information and they take a long time. The IML Resi gives accurate information quickly to determine whether a pole is good for service or in need of replacement. Typically, we see power companies testing a pole 3 times to look for decay. 2 45-degree angle drillings made at grade for testing below ground, 1 drilling made horizontally at grade, and then IML recommends a drilling at a neutral point on the pole for a baseline measurement. We're going to drill this pole now at 45 degrees at grade. This drilling will give us information about the condition of the pole below grade. I'm going to use the 45-degree adapter tip for the drill that just fits on the tip here, and this just allows us to hold the drill steady at exactly 45 degrees. We've picked up some shell decay in this pole. We're back into some sound wood here. This profile is typical for a western red cedar pole. We're picking up some more decay in the inner portion of the pole here. I'm pointing here at the electronic unit. I did record this drilling for use later. We've got the information on the wax paper strip, but the electronic unit allows a really good way to put the information into a file on the computer and show it or send it around or store it for later use. As I reverse the unit, the readout here is just showing the depth of my penetration into the tree. And now it shows the measurements stored and the ID number comes up. And so I've got the date, the number of the pole, and the number of the drilling I've made recorded there. We're sitting here looking at a perfect example of why the IML Resi is going to be a very important tool for the utility industry. Here we have a brand new pole, replacement pole, and we have an old pole where significant money has been spent inserting boron rods to control decay, testing in a very primitive fashion. This wood dowel that you can see sticking out is the plug that they put in, a hole made by a standard half-inch drill that was bored in here to see if the pole was sound. Very primitive method. So there's a lot of money been spent on this pole, and the question I think still is, was it really ready to be replaced? And the IML Resi can show clearly whether that's the case. I can say already that if the decay of the pole was the reason this was replaced, it was a mistake. Here we're looking at the results of my IML Resi drilling. We have a tiny bit of shell decay, maybe a ½ inch or so at the very outer edge of the pole, and then quickly up into a typical pattern for a sound pole of western red cedar. So we can safely say that there is no decay at the base of this pole and no reason to replace it.